Hello, my name is Nina. Welcome to my channel, Inside the Mind of a Human Predator. In this video, I wanted to do something positive and highlight some of the most basic ways in which you can make yourself feel better as you are trying to navigate the uncharted waters of the pandemic that we're facing and the consequent harsh measures that have been and are being implemented by governments around the world in order to combat this situation. As a disclaimer, I'm not a mental health professional. I am sharing opinions that are my personal opinions based on my experience and research. So my suggestion is very basic: to focus on basic mindfulness and grounding techniques. If you find yourself freaking out and panicking, having an anxiety attack, and so on and so forth, I suggest something that works for me: to focus on your immediate circumstances and your five senses: your sight, your hearing, your taste, your smell, and a sense of touch. So as you're looking around, if you're holding a hot coffee, think about how the mug feels, think about how delicious the coffee tastes, think about what you're hearing if you're indoors, if you're hearing your family members walk around, think about the cars driving outside, think about what the coffee would possibly smell like, and what you see in your surroundings. If you're outdoors, it's springtime, the weather is getting a little bit better, you may see more birds returning home, you may see tree buds on trees, and so on and so forth. So if you are indoors, you can focus on your comfortable couch, your bookshelf, and basically by focusing systematically on your five senses one by one, you will be brought back into your immediate surroundings and you will begin to calm down. Now, this is actually a really great technique to use with children, even young children, because they see that their lives are changing, that their schools had been canceled, that they can no longer go to certain extracurricular activities because there are these measures being implemented by the states in order to combat this coronavirus pandemic. The suggestion that I would use is not simply to make them focus on their immediate surroundings, but to use imagination. So for instance, your child may have a helmet for a bike or a scooter that looks like the head of a unicorn. Little girls like things like that. And you put the helmet on their head and you tell them, if you were this unicorn, what would you hear? What would you smell? What would you see? Immediately, the child's, by definition, rich imagination would kick in, and the child will tell you, well, I am in this magical dragon forest. I see a waterfall. I taste delicious fairy cake. I can actually smell dragon's fire coming out of their mouth, and so forth. I can feel how the dragon's scales feel. And the child would get so engaged in that fantasy, it would actually develop into a little bit of a story, and your child would actually engage you and ask you a question in return. For instance, your child might really like dinosaurs, and the child may ask you, if you were a plesiosaur swimming underneath the prehistoric sea, what would you see? How would you feel? And you're now actually making yourself feel better and using that mindfulness technique, but making it more imaginative as you are engaging with your child. So it works both ways. And the second method is to do this a few times a day, where you make a list in your mind or on paper of at least 5 things that you like about your surroundings. Even if you are in a situation where stay in place measures and curfews had been implemented, you can still think about the comforts of your home. The fact that you are sitting in a warm place with electricity, you're drinking delicious black or green tea, you are sitting on your favorite couch, you have one of your favorite books in hand, or a book that you hadn't read but you've had for ages. So it's not difficult to make that list, even if you're stuck inside for much of the time you're working from home. If you're outside, it's a lot easier because it's, once again, springtime, and there are certain things about nature proverbially returning to life that are easily noted, like, wow, the sky is finally blue, it's not windy, I no longer have to wear my winter jacket, and so on and so forth. So thinking of these positives in your immediate surroundings takes your mind off your worries, but also retrains it to focus on the positives in your life, even if they're small, the proverbial daily joys. So if you do this exercise however many times a day you can, this is definitely helpful in combination with basic mindfulness grounding, taking you back to your present moment. Hopefully you found this useful. I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and I will see you soon. Thank you.